Good morning. Jeff Dayton here at Forest Creek Golf Club in lovely Round Rock, Texas. Today's Tip Tuesday, and today we're going to talk about a shot that we faced oftentimes on the golf course where the ball is nestled up against the next cut of fringe. And it's nice to be coming to you today from the 11th green. It's really taking shape out here as we prepare for our grand opening and getting the course back open to the public on October 1st. And things are looking nice and green. The greens are shaping up very nicely. We're very excited with these new TipEagle greens out here. So when you're faced with this shot up against the collar, oftentimes many people would just chip it normally. And sometimes that works, but sometimes the grass is a little too high and it's hard to get good contact. So we're going to talk about a few different options today on how we're going to execute this shot with more precision. First of all, when we're around the greens on the fringe, if the fringe is smooth, I always recommend considering the putter as your first option. It's always been said that a poor putt is often better than a poor chip. So putt when you can, and then chip after that. So I've got 3 different clubs here that we're going to try to execute this shot. First, I'm going to try the putter. Ball's up against the next cut of fringe, and I've got 10 feet of fringe negotiated before I get to the green. So I'm going to take my putter. I'm going to try to stay down on this because it's very important to get as much of the sweet spot of the putter on the ball as possible. So I'll set up like I normally would a putt and just factor in how much harder I have to hit it to get through the fringe and make my stroke. That's one way to do it, putting. Next option is a little more tricky. It's called the bellied wedge. You take your sand wedge and you try to intentionally use the bottom blade to contact the equator of the ball to get the ball rolling with topspin toward your target. Now this works well because the wedge kind of glides through the grass. It doesn't get caught up in the rough when you're taking it back, and you're contacting the equator of the ball so you don't have to get down all the way and get through that heavier grass. Use your putting stroke for this shot. That worked out nicely. A third method that's become popular, a lot more popular over the last several years, is using a hybrid around the green. Again, the hybrid has a rounded sole. It won't get caught up in the heavier grass. You'll be able to take a nice short stroke, catch the ball in the sweet spot, and bump it and get it rolling through the fringe and onto the green. Again, I like to use a putting stroke on this shot. There you have it. There's 3 different options that you can use around the green when your ball is nestled up against the fringe. Now there's another option that's really tricky, and I personally don't use this, but if you have a square-toed putter, I've seen people use the toe of their putter and putt the ball because this way the putter drives through the grass easier. That is a very tricky shot. It requires practice, and if you miss-hit it a little bit, the ball could go in any direction. So practice these shots so when you get in this situation, you'll know how to play it, you'll get up and down and save your par. I hope these tips helped you.